Good afternoon, everyone. It's Kirsten here for another Thursday Spa Business Break. So today's topic has to do with regrouping for your holiday marketing. So that would be your December marketing. So we are in November. It's the last quarter, always goes so quickly. I know sometimes when we hit the fall, some of you are a little bit slower. So September and October can just feel like, if you're in that position, it can feel like it's going at a snail's pace because you're not as busy as you want to be. But then what happens in mid-November and then hitting December is typically things start ramping up. And if you haven't been putting time aside to work on your marketing specifically, you just end up kind of rolling into that whole, fly by the seat of your pants marketing, and you never really end up hitting the goals that you want. Now, the first point I want to make about regrouping for your December marketing is that you may be hitting November and noticing, okay, I'm not as booked as I want to be, and you may be tempted to dive into like working on your November marketing right now because you're really desperate. I totally understand that, but there are some things there's some tactics that you can do that are more like they're short-term tactics. I'm not going to get into those right now, but what I want to solidify with you is that if you start trying to come up with ideas for your November feature already at November 1st, you're too behind. So you're going to need to have some smaller goals for yourself for November to get yourself booked up. What I want to talk about is realizing that you need now to put aside time to get prepared for December. So you're not hitting December 1st and going, I've been worrying about November this whole time, trying to hustle up business, and I'm behind again for December. So let's talk about your December marketing, because I want you to make sure that you are putting aside time to get organized for December. Now, the initial thing that you want to do when you're sitting down trying to put together a marketing plan for December is to start with your goals. Now, I know you've heard this over and over, start with your goals, but I'm going to keep beating the drum because the problem is the goals that many of you make are way too vague. And when you're creating vague goals, you get vague outcomes. So if your goal for December is to, I'm going to quote one of my clients, to sell a crap ton of retail, that's a great goal, but it's going to be difficult to really create a strong strategy for that because it's way too vague. Well, which retail are you wanting to sell? What do you want to focus on, especially if you have multiple lines? So I want you to really hear me that when you make vague goals like that, I want to sell lots of gift certificates, I want to be fully booked, it's not going to really help you at all. So break it down further. So if you have a retail goal that you want to sell a crap ton of retail, dial that in tighter. Go to your booking system, and hopefully it has an inventory system attached to that, or something to be able to track your sales. What in your retail last December sold really well? What didn't sell really well? What do you want to be focusing on this December? Is there a new product that they've just launched that's perfect for this time of year? Maybe they have holiday kits. I know a lot of skincare lines, product lines have holiday kits. So start dialing in to exactly what you want to be, what you want your retail goal to be. And then you can start reverse engineering it. So if your retail goal is to focus on a new product that has recently been launched in November and you really want to give it lots of visibility for December, then that is going to be one of your main goals, is to be talking about that product. Your marketing strategy as a spa should be primarily educational. I know you guys don't like selling anyways. It feels awkward for you. So slip into that educator's hat and wear it proudly. And that is where you can start creating more, hold on a second, a little message there. That's where you can start creating more trust with your followers and with your consumers, because you're giving, you're just educating. And then every once in a while in your social media posts, in your emails, then you definitely can ask for a very direct, if you, as far as a call to action to buy. But you really want to focus on educating with your spa retail items especially. All right, so maybe your goal for December is to be fully booked. Well, that means you got to back up the bus for November and focus on how are we going to be getting more bodies in our beds for December. We have to start working on that strategy now so that in December, our consumers have already gotten the message and are taking action. So if you want to be fully booked for December, okay, hop on to the bandwagon right now in November as far as what is your messaging going to be for increasing bookings. Maybe you want to be advertising a particular feature for December. Maybe it doesn't actually have to be anything on sale. Maybe it's just featured, and you really need to find out what you want to feature in your business. It's going to be different for everybody. Sometimes it's going to be a very particular clinical facial. Maybe it is the fact that you've identified that your clients are really tired and stressed out and overextended for the month of December. You realize this because you were listening last year, you were listening the year before. Maybe you're putting together a feature that is more about, coming in for like a 30-minute massage or a 45-minute quick facial that's just really nice and relaxing. So you really have to be paying attention to what your clients are wanting and needing at this time of year so that you can match up whatever you're trying to sell so that there's a term called low-hanging fruit. That's what that is. And the same messaging goes with if you're featuring a service. Like you want to, if you're wanting to be more fully booked, you got to be clear with exactly what kind of services your clients are wanting this time of year, and then you got to be talking about it for the month of November so that they have time to book it for December, and you can open up your schedule for December, and it's much more booked than you anticipated. Perhaps this time, this month, that you are putting in some sort of bounce back coupon to your November clients so that they come in for December. Now, if you are normally quite busy in December, I would not recommend doing any kind of bounce back coupons because you're already booked up. Maybe there's another aspect of your business that you want to be building. So the main message here as far as your holiday marketing regroup is that now is the time to get started on deciding what you're going to be talking about in December and why you are talking about it. So that dials back to what is your goal? What is your goal what is the business goal financially? What is the business goal? So that would be service sales and retail sales. What is the goal for being booked? That's productivity. You can look that up in your booking system. Maybe you one of your goals is to sell gift certificates. Whatever your goal is, you don't want to have too many of them for the month because then that starts diluting your energy and your team's energy as well, because then there's just too many messages. So stick to one main message, maybe one sub message. So a main message, maybe it's a feature, a service feature that you're wanting to promote, and then a sub message would be maybe some retail that you want to pair up with it, and then keep that messaging consistent in the conversations that you're having in the spa this month. Keep this message consistent in your email marketing. So, I'm hoping that you're doing at least one email a month. So you can have one beginning of November where you are talking about what you are offering in the spa this month, and then again at the beginning of December, so that you're communicating with your existing clientele. And then what else have I got here? And then so you've got your in-spa conversations, you've got your email marketing you want to touch on, then you have, of course, your social media platforms. So don't try to reinvent the wheel when it comes to creating social media content for yourself. Once you've decided on what you're going to focus on for the month of December, then you want to just keep that messaging going in different images with different little bits of captions, but again, still the same messaging, maybe just said a little bit differently so that it's consistent. Consumers need to see social media posts more than once to get the message. You know how busy it is in a feed, and so don't worry if you feel like you're just repeating yourself. That's what marketing is kind of about. Repeat, but we're going to say it different ways with different images so that we're capturing attention. All right, that is my Facebook Live for today, just to help you get a regroup on getting organized for your holiday marketing in December, and making sure that you are spending the time, you're prioritizing the time that you're spending doing this. So time to get on it. If you haven't already started working on your December marketing, don't put it off until the last week of December because you know that you scramble. Get started with it now. All right, if you have any questions about your holiday marketing, pop them in the chat, or you can send me a direct message. Thanks for watching.